Welcome to Soul Synergy Network, a space where we gather to heal, reflect, and rediscover meaning through life's most tender moments. I'm your host, Dr. Irma Elisheva Diaz, and I want to thank you for being here. If you pressed play today, chances are your heart is aching. You may be grieving a loss that society doesn't always know how to honor. It's the loss of a beloved pet. For some, it's just an animal. But for you and for me, this is about something far deeper. It's about loyalty. It's about soul connection. It's about unconditional love that asked for nothing but your presence. And now, the absence feels like a silence that echoes louder than words. There's something extraordinary about the bond between humans and animals. It's not loud. It's not boastful. But it is deep, unshakably deep. They love without condition. They listen without interrupting. They show up day after day without explanation. When we were weary, they curled up next to us. When we celebrated, they danced in their own way. When we sat in silence, they didn't try to fix us. They just stayed with us. That's what makes the loss so profound. Because it wasn't just routine. It was relationship. It wasn't just a dog or a cat. It was a companion in the truest sense. The grief is very real, even if the world doesn't get it. You may have already noticed how lonely this kind of grief can feel. People mean well, but they say things like, you can always get another one. Or at least it wasn't a person. It was just a dog, or it was just a cat. And you find yourself caught between pain and guilt, wondering if you're allowed to feel as much as you do. Let me tell you now, you are. Grief isn't measured by species or size. It's measured by love. And if you loved deeply, you will grieve deeply. You may feel guilt. Did I do enough? Did I wait too long? Did I let go too soon? Or in the shock, how is it possible they're not here any longer? You may feel empty everywhere you turn. Their absence is so loud. You may feel numb. You go through the motions, but your heart isn't home yet. That's okay. That's grief doing its work. It moves in waves, not steps. And your healing will do the same. So we stay connected through remembrance. Just because they're gone in body doesn't mean the connection has ended. Love doesn't die, it transforms us. So you can create a sacred space, a framed photo, a paw print, a collar, or a candle. Something you can see and say. Something that matters. You can write to them. Pour out your heart. Tell them what they meant, what you miss, what you're grateful for. Speak their name out loud. Let the people in your life know how they changed yours. And honor their legacy by volunteering, by donating, by adopting in their name. Let their memory become an offering. But most importantly, let yourself feel. Cry if you need to, sit in silence. Let the love rise again through remembrance. Let me share what others have said. First, for myself. I recently lost my pet, Kalúa. She was with me for 18 years. She was a terrier, Chihuahua terrier. And we were so very, very close. And I had to wait and wait till I could release her. She was getting older. She was losing her balance. And I had to come to a decision to put her to sleep, to lay her to sleep. I had someone come to my home, and I cradled her. She sat with me, and I said goodbye to her. She was my friend. Someone may not understand that. She was always there for me. She was there through losses. She was there when I didn't even know what I was doing, through different hurts in my life. And she would be sitting right there staring at me. She bonded with me. We had eye contact together. We understood each other, even across the room. 18 years of my life, she was with me. One person shared their cat slept on their chest every night after their mother passed away. They said when I lost her, it felt like I lost the last thread connecting me to that chapter of my life. I heard someone else explain my parrot would say, "Good morning, sunshine," every day. When he passed, I realized I hadn't said that phrase to myself in years. Now I say it aloud every morning just to remember. These are more than stories. They're testimonies to love. The kind of love that doesn't ask for much, but gives everything. Everything. There's no formula to moving forward, but here are a few soul-tending practices. Walk the same path you once did together if you took them for walks. It may feel empty at first, but with time you'll feel peace there. Or you can sit in their favorite spot. Let the memory meet you there. For me, I couldn't sit on the floor under a table where she would sit, but oftentimes I look at the bed that now other pets sit in, where she would sit in my living room. And it helps me feel warm. At first, I used to feel like she was still in the house. Take time to remember them. Sometimes it's in the silence that we feel them most. And if you're wondering, will I ever be ready to love again? The answer doesn't need to come now. Some bonds are once in a lifetime. You may have lots of pets and you may love them and take care of them, but you may not have that same bond with that one. That's okay. You still take care of the other ones. You still love them, and they're still just as important. It's just a special bond with that one. Others open the door to something new and they find another bond. Either way, there's no rush. There's only the rhythm of life, your rhythm. They gave you something rare. They gave you love without complication. How often can we say that we have love without complication? They give us love without complication. They give us presence without having an agenda. And even now, in their absence, they are offering you something more. The gift of remembering what unconditional love felt like. The reminder that your soul is capable of deep connection. The chance to grieve honestly and live more softly on the other side of it. They may no longer walk beside you. but their paw prints remain on your soul. Permanent, gentle, guiding. You gave them a good life. So let me say this to your heart. You gave them a beautiful life. You loved them well. And they knew it. Yes, they knew it. They knew the sound of your voice. They knew the rhythm of your steps. They knew that you were home when you got home. You were their world. And now their memory lives in yours. So today and every day forward, carry their light. Not in silence or shame, but in reverence. You're not alone. Not then, not now, not ever. I've heard people share their animals in heaven. You know, I've done research on people that have died on the operating table, went to heaven, and they saw animals, and there was one or two that I heard say they saw their animal from when they were children. None of us know what's on the other side for sure, but wouldn't that be beautiful to know we're going to see them again? And maybe hanging on to that thought is beautiful and peaceful. So as we close today, I want to leave you with this gentle truth. Grief is not a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you experience something so deeply sacred, something worth missing, something that left a mark on your soul and on your life and the way you think, the way you feel. You don't have to rush through this. You don't have to move on right away. You only have to move forward, carrying the love with you in a new way. We have no choice. So if you find yourself weeping at the side of an empty bed or smiling at a memory that catches you off guard, let it come. Let it remind you that what you shared was real, that your heart is still very open, that love never truly leaves. It just changes form. Take one breath today just for yourself and remember you were a blessing to them and they were a blessing to you. And that will always be true and no one can take it from you. Be gentle with your heart. Be patient with your process. And walk forward softly, but never alone. As I close, please remember to give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling. Look at their picture. I have Kalúa's paw print, and I have a lock of her hair. She was so beautiful to me. I have it in a glass case, and I don't tell anybody, but I go by there, and I look at it, and I feel it, and I remember the day when I had to say goodbye. There's nothing wrong with feeling it. There's nothing wrong with grieving it. There's everything right with allowing yourself to honor them. They were loyal. They were yours. They stood by you through thick and thin, more than some humans do for us. So honor them and honor your feelings. As I close today, please remember to share this with anyone you think may need it, may find it helpful. Subscribe to our channel. There are many topics through wellness and grief that we cover. And in the meantime, until we meet again, be well, be whole, and be loved. God bless you.